Hello, my fellow patriots. This is Alex with Disabled Vets Perspective, and this is the weird, the real, the awesome news. We are going to go over some of the headlines that are in the news that make you go, hmm. And with me tonight is my special correspondent, Miss Belinda. Welcome.
Hello. Hello. How is everybody?
Well, I am everybody, and I am just fine. Thank you. Well,
There.
tonight we have a special treat for everybody that wants to participate. We've got real in your face news. This is real news, no fake news. We will be bringing it to you hard hitting and in your face. Unless you obviously turn off your screen, then it's not going to be in your face. But let's get started, shall we?
Go ahead.
I want to. All right. I want to start out by introducing you to some of the headlines that have made the news. Not necessarily today, not necessarily yesterday, but this has been in the news.
Ticker tape sound.
Scientists. Yes, ticket, ticket, ticket. We got that going in the background. Ding, 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 ding. Just in. Scientists discover fire on the sun. Fox 26 News.
That's amazing.
And it is. It's spectacular that science has been able to conclude a study like that. Another study finds that internet trolls are jerks. CNN News.
What?
Yes, I wouldn't say it if it wasn't real news.
And CNN said it?
Absolutely. So they're not
Nice.
fake all the time. All right. In the next we have in the news, bugs flying around with wings are found to be flying bugs. Yes, folks, a study has concluded that bugs with wings are flying bugs.
I wonder how much
These
somebody
are
got paid.
scientists. I don't know, but they're scientists. They must not be wrong. Hello, History Bee, Shonda Graphics, Pocahontas is here, Ancient Drummer. I saw some other Pete the Patriot, and we've got, oh look, Disabled Vets Perspective is here with us tonight. DEM, of course, McCartney Survival, and Sandra Ann McGibbon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Chris Link just jumped in there too. So, I'll finish up with these significant headlines because they are that important. Chuck Norris facts. Are they true? Questions need to be answered because I've heard that Chuck Norris has a bearskin rug in his bedroom. But mind you, the bear is not dead. It's just too afraid to move.
Dun-dun-dun-ch.
Yes. And next we find the CDC says health officials have agreed that pools and diarrhea are not a good mix.
That pool. Oh, a swimming pool?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, these are real, in-your-face headlines. This is not fake news. If you came here for a slant on the stories, you have come to the wrong place. And on NBC 24, we have Tiger Woods. Apparently, he's good at golf.
Are you kidding me? I've never heard that before in my life.
That was a rumor for a long time, and now it has finally come forward.
It's just amazing.
But not to be overdone. Channel 4 of New York, NBC, study finds youngest child considered baby of the family.
I'm shocked with all this information. Shocked, I say.
I know. This is the real news that people have been waiting for, and I'm just glad that I can get it to them without any censorship or buffering, and hopefully that's the case. In other research, researchers have discovered that overeating can set the stage for obesity.
I don't know what to say.
Yes.
It's just all these things I didn't know in my life that I need to know.
Yes, and these are the kind of stories that people should be aware of because this is what's going on in our society. Scientists have discovered a nuclear explosion would be a disaster. Yes, folks, they said it, and they have agreed.
I can be a scientist.
Yes.
I could do that.
In in
I
other
need a
news,
grant.
Channel 3 has declared that a man has been killed to death.
Is that Channel 3 in Pensacola?
Uh, no, but it could be. And in other news, federal agents raid gun shop, find weapons. That
Unheard
would be
of.
the last place that I would want to keep something that hazardous.
Absolutely.
And scientists have discovered that rain creates wet roads. Yes, folks, there is money being spent on this scientific research, and you can only find it here. Yes, that's right, folks. Right here in real weird news. And in and now we're going to go to our favorite field correspondent, Miss Belinda, and see what else is in the headlines this week.
Well,
Miss
I
Belinda,
don't have I don't have anything funny like that. I have, I think, ridiculous then. I thought I had funny,
then
but I think I have
we will
ridiculous.
add to the title of the show real news, weird news, ridiculous news.
Uh,
Take it away,
the
Belinda.
first, why, thank you. My son-in-law sent me a text this morning, and the it's about football. Texas, Chris Del Conte and Tom Herman have filed a grievance through the NCAA stating that the LSU players were taunting with the use of horns down. That's horns down.
Okay.
This is
Yes.
horns up. That's horns down. Oh my gosh, are you offended? Is anybody out there offended? Should I not do that?
I I was for a second, but then I counted the fingers and I felt better. So
Okay.
you know,
No
I
feather
wasn't sure
involved.
what you were flashing at me at first.
Well, there was no feather involved in that one.
Oh, okay, good.
And then I think what I have is just ridiculous uh, news. Just,
Ouch, Fred.
did you get punched by?
Oh, yeah, he's speed bagging me. I mean, jeez, makes my lips quiver.
You don't
Um,
want your lips to quiver.
so what else you got?
I'm going back to it. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, everything's just reloading. Of course, naturally.
Well,
Did you
while you're
expect
reloading,
anything
I'll
else?
go to our next headline. That way you'll have time to reload.
Okay.
Florida burglar breaks into home to make breakfast. Tells the residents upon waking them to go back to sleep. Yes, folks, Safety Harbor, Florida. Authorities say burglar broke into a Florida home, cooked himself an early morning meal, and told the residents that they should go back to sleep. The home's occupant told investigators he awoke to discover the man cooking and eating sometime around 4 a.m.
They
Fox
smelled the
13 in
bacon.
Tampa, right? Fox 13 in Tampa reported the burglar ran from the house when the residents called 911. Deputies from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office tracked down the suspect in the wooded and swampy area behind the home. Deputies said Gavin Grimm, a 19-year-old, allegedly entered the home through an unlocked rear door. Yes, folks, this is the news that we will bring you on Tuesdays.
What makes a person go into somebody else's house and cook
Well,
their food?
breakfast,
I mean, to
duh.
cook. I I know.
Do you know how much groceries are nowadays? I mean, if you just go into somebody else's house, then you save a fortune.
Well, see, I never thought of it that way. My bad.
And that's why I'm here to help.
Well, thank you very
All
much.
right, are you backloaded again so we can go back to you for more headlines?
Yeah, you know the boxes on city buses where you put the token in?
Yes.
Okay. Well, China's trying to go to where there is no money passed between shops and vendors and stuff like that. So this guy,
Yeah, the credit system.
yeah, this guy is trying to put his iPhone in the coin box for Apple Pay instead of dropping coins in there, and he can't figure out why why that doesn't work. I find that's a shame. I mean, there's
Yes.
coins in
Well,
the box.
this is a millennial mentality, and come to think of it, I have to make what is this? I need to express something about the last story about the kid that broke into the house. I think
Okay.
I've discovered what is the most bizarre part of that whole thing. What 19-year-old kid cooks at all anymore?
Right? Right? He
Yes,
must
well,
have really
that's the,
wanted some bacon.
yeah. At least you would think he would have cooked for everybody in the home at least.
Well, that would be nice when when your house is being used at 4 o'clock in the morning and there's the strange kids standing there.
Yeah, Sandra Ann McGibbon, that's what my wife says every morning. She says, "Oh, how pleasant to awaken to a stranger's face in the AM.
Yeah. No.
I don't get no respect, you know. I wake up in the morning, the wife looks at me, I look back, it's frightening. I'm telling you, you know."
Is that Rodney Dangerfield?
I would think so, yes. I don't get no respect.
I'm just trying to keep up on it.
Yeah, breaking news takes on a whole new meaning when it's breaking in to make breakfast. That was Fred. All right, so what other headlines do you have, Miss Belinda?
Um,
With our
uh,
professional field correspondent, we need to keep her going.
well, like I said, I think mine is more ridiculous than anything else, or just like
Well,
you
I'll
have
handle the real
bizarre.
news. You'll handle the ridiculous
Okay,
news.
okay. Uh, Daughter who gouged out her own eyes while on drugs is now blind.
Was this a scientific study, or was this something that was able to be managed without investing in the scientists?
There were no scientists involved. There was some methamphetamine involved, and she thought the world was upside down, so she had to
Now it
remove
is.
her eyes.
Understood. Excellent.
I, I just don't
Well,
know what happens.
which sends me to the next article of some significance. Apparently, people are not the only ones that can be critical of the restaurants that they dine in. Workers scream as a mouse launches itself into a deep fat fryer head first in a Texas Whataburger. Just how bad are these sandwiches? A mouse appears to dive headfirst into a deep fryer at a Whataburger restaurant in Bastrop, Texas, in a scene caught on video by customers and posted online. Ladies and gentlemen, how bad is it when the mice are giving up? I mean, this world has really gone south when the mice are just done and decide to end it in deep fat fryers.
I like Whataburger.
I do too. I'm going to cut back on the mice, but Whataburger's still on my list for menu. But the in other news, the Whataburger in Texas has closed temporarily for a complete cleaning.
I would
So
hope so.
yes, so that's a good conclusion to that story.
I have a food related one.
Oh, give it to me.
Okay. It's titled "Enough with Pancakes. Can Muslims get more than IHOP at Ramadan?" And what the article is saying is that because they fast during the day from like dawn to
Right.
dusk, and
Yeah, and it sucks.
so the only thing they can it, typically they have their food at home. But what this
Right.
article wants people to do is to have Ramadan appropriate food for these people in the morning so they don't have to eat the chocolate chip pancakes. And they want other
Good.
restaurants to open at 4 in the morning so they just don't have to be stuck with IHOPs or Denny's. And they don't like the
Well,
Denny's
when
because it has that ham slam thing.
yeah, the Grand Slam. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is when we lived in Turkey, it's primarily Muslim. It does have the tourist industry, so there are some non-Muslims that go there. But being permanent residents of the place, we became as they are. So we participated in the fast. Mainly because the Turkish restaurants are closed during the day, and while we were there, we didn't really give a damn about American food because the Turkish food was so much better. So we just went through that. So for 14 hours, I guess, from right before sunrise, you can grab yourself a snack, and then you don't eat again until an hour after sunset. So
Right,
yeah,
right.
hot all day, little sips of water, and laying around just going, "Oh my God, just kill me."
Well,
So
I think, I don't ask people to, I would like to go out and eat for Christmas and not have to cook, but I don't want other people to have to go cook on Christmas. I just found
yeah,
that
exactly.
ridiculous. Ridiculous, Alex, ridiculous.
American War Horses here. What up, brother? That was a great video you did. Very powerful. You're gonna be a hit. You're gonna be a star on this thing. So just keep them coming. Did a video called "Overcoming Fear." It was pretty powerful stuff. So anywho, you got any more, or do I need to catch the next one here?
Go ahead. How about we do every other one? Because I'm a little slow. Not
Well,
well.
you know,
Whatever,
I
however you
never
want to
wanted
take
to
it.
say that, but Okay, in other news, grocery store sees dirty word in summa cum laude censors a customer's cake.
Huh. Oh.
Uh, yeah, so Charleston, South Carolina, a South Carolina woman isn't happy. A grocery store censored her honor graduate son's cake, which was supposed to include the Latin phrase summa cum laude.
How is it?
Whatever her name is, Kara Kosinski told Washington Post a cake online from Publix that was supposed to say, "Congrats, Jacob, summa cum laude, class of 2018." I'm sorry, I just saw the image of the cake.
Is it that bad?
It's it's like written like Ebonics. It's
It's Ebonics.
summa cum lude or something. So it's totally misspelled in three words that make no sense together. So
I
anyway,
guess they didn't graduate at the top of their class.
hey, they got them some education.
Yeah.
Oh, she says the online message box did not like the word cum, the Latin word for with. The computer marked it as naughty word and substituted three hyphens in its place, except they wrote in the word come, except COME. Okay. Kosinski said that she then filled in the box for special instructions explaining the Latin word and placed the $70 order. Another family member picked up the cake not knowing what it was supposed to say. It came with the hyphens. She says the store gave her a refund and a gift card when she complained. I'm supposed to be doing this with a straight face, but good God, folks, I cannot help it. So, apparently, even when you have to pay $70 frickin' dollars for a cake, you still can't have what you want written on that cake.
Remember the people that picked up I think it was a birthday cake or a graduation cake here recently, and they just frosted the styrofoam. It was
Oh,
from
I hadn't heard
Walmart.
that, but that's a that's an excellent way to cut back on the junk food.
They cut it,
Philip
and it
Turner
was
just jumped in
styrofoam.
here. Good to see you, brother. So back to Belinda for more news.
Man driving stolen vehicle caught with rattlesnake, uranium, whiskey, and a firearm.
Wow, now that's a party. I want to know this guy's name. I want to get his address. We're going to go party it up. That's some stuff. What the hell does he have planned for this party?
Well, I got this off of Reddit, and one person put on here that the uranium was going to be used to turn the snake radioactive. The whiskey was to dull the pain when the snake bites him. The firearm was to kill the snake after it became radioactive because he can't have any witnesses.
You know what? Just because of how elaborate that was, I think I would have let him do it. Because that would have been something for the novelists to go nuts with in their next books. Great dirtbags in the house. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going through the real news. So that's what we are doing here. This is the in-your-face headlines that are real, unadulterated, no slant news. So, a Florida man is charged for a stash of Trump-shaped ecstasy pills. Because apparently it's illegal to possess anything with the shape of Donald Trump's head.
What?
I'm just guessing. A Florida man who was found to have ecstasy pills shaped like the U.S. President Donald Trump's head has been charged with unlawful possession of the president's head. No, unlawful possession of a controlled substance, according to Pinellas County court documents. Brendan Dolan, King, 23, was charged on Friday in Clearwater, Florida, after police searched his apartment in June and discovered fentanyl and 5 orange pills shaped like Donald Trump's head. So the moral of the story is, if you're going to get caught with something, make sure it's not shaped like Donald Trump's head. Apparently, breaking news is just coming in. We'll be following up with more.
Answer this. I can't. It's Brent on FaceTime.
We need to know what that news was, though.
That was my brother calling on FaceTime.
Right off the hot presses.
That was my brother calling.
So excellent. So, what else do you have for the real news? Or yours is ridiculous news?
Robot priest can bless you, advise you, and even perform your funeral.
I'm just not even sure how to respond to that one. But I could respond by countering that offer that Japan has successfully created its first pole dancing robot. So apparently they can create the sin and they can bless you afterwards.
There you go. I don't even advise you. That's it. You know, the funeral thing, I think I can understand because you can program that. But what is it looking just for keywords? Like, I don't know, to advise you? I'm going to take advice from artificial intelligence.
It's been last night since my last confession, and I got hot and aroused over a pole dancing robot, and I feel dirty, so I need to be forgiven, Father. So the Father would say, bless you, son, you are now forgiven.
Yeah. I guess that's all they got to program it with.
Right. Say 10 Hail Marys and Our Fathers or Our Mothers and, you know, whatever you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, a group of Chinese scholars has concluded that English is actually a Chinese dialect. Yes, folks, another group of scholars has created a line of bullshit that we are supposed to digest.
How did they reach that? What?
Do I need to keep going or can I quit?
You can quit.
I just read them. I can't explain them. But in the comments, this is the stupidest claim I have read in years. How much does English depend on Chinese dialect? Not the other way. So, obviously a popular subject. So, Belinda, what else do you have? Because I could just keep them coming.
Uh, North Korea used an article out of The Onion, the satire uh, online thing, The Onion, that
Yes.
Kim Jong Un was the sexiest man on the planet. And they ran with it because they
Even
thought they
next
were
to the
telling,
robot pole dancers?
I guess. I guess. But they did not or
I'm
don't know that
fascinated.
The Onion is satire and they're just full of malarkey.
Well,
And
they'll soon find out.
1 million people scream every night at 10 p.m. to voice their frustrations during these Hong Kong protests. Could you imagine hearing that? 1 million people scream every night at 10
What a
o'clock?
rush. I
That's
get
a
a
lot of.
certain number of that when I walk into Walmart because people turn and look and they're like, oh my God, so they scream out loud. But that's just something I've gotten used to. Yes,
Uh,
folks,
did,
I have a face for radio. It'll kick in a minute.
did you hear about the couple that got the
Anyway,
120,000 deposited by accident into their bank account and spent it?
no, I did not hear that.
Yeah, it was someplace here in the United States, and the bank accidentally put money in their account. So for some reason they thought, oh, windfall, and went and spent it, and now they're facing felony charges.
Well, that's an oops with an oops on the end of it.
Yeah.
I've had the other thing happen. I had Barnett Bank steal almost 5,000 from my account right before they went under because they were taking money from everybody's account to try to keep themselves afloat, and then they got killed off, and we lost our money. So,
That's terrible.
yeah, I'd rather it have been the other way around.
Well,
But
of
in other
course.
news, this is an actual article from way back when Hurricane Irma decided to visit the Florida coast. And folks, I wouldn't say it on this channel if it wasn't true. Ryan Edwards of Florida encourages people to shoot their guns at Hurricane Irma, and apparently 46,000 other people agree and decide to join in.
What?
What doesn't happen in Florida? That's a good question. Florida man who suggested shooting guns at Hurricane Irma out of stress and boredom has found that his idea has captured people's imaginations, with over 46,000 signing up to join in.
Oh,
These are
where
the
do
news
you
facts, folks.
where what do you aim at?
Um, the little dot in the middle, I don't know.
Well,
A cute teacher, Rachel Marie Gillespie, is arrested for an improper relationship with a student in Jennings High School in Jennings, Louisiana. She
hmm.
probably thought they were related. Nope, I should
Ah,
not say that. That is not nice.
that is not nice, Alex. That is
I live
not
in
nice.
the redneck Riviera. I can get away with a little satire. But I do remember that liberals have no sense of humor, so they will probably be attacking me while I sleep.
Probably, or they'll come in and cook you some food, one or the other.
Well, I'm hoping for the cooking of the food.
Leave a little note on the counter for somebody that breaks in, you know.
Yeah, Philip Turner says stand your ground law in Florida, or stand your ground law in 180-mile-an-hour winds. Yes, if you can do that, you are very good. But it's definitely a stand your ground law. If Irma comes in to attack you, you can stand your ground and defend yourself
I want biscuits.
with gravy.
Yeah, sausage gravy, not just any old gravy.
Right.
Uh,
Okay. What else do you
Speaking
have,
of
Belinda?
Florida man, speaking of Florida man's $128,000 Bugatti is actually a Mercury Cougar.
Huh?
And somebody just put a
Sorry.
trim kit on it and sold it to this guy.
It's nice to know that somebody can recognize an exotic car when they're in the market for one.
Yeah, and with that kind of money, you would think
You would
that,
think. I
yeah,
mean, if you turn the key and you listen to a Bugatti, it sounds like something nothing else can compare to. So, if that moron paid that money for a Mercury Cougar, then he should get to keep it.
and Abraham Lincoln said that, and I found it on the internet, so it's true.
Absolutely. All right. In other news, a bear falls on a cop car, leading to a fiery crash. Chief, you'll never believe this, says the officer. California deputies' patrol car went up in flames last week after it was struck by a falling bear. Authorities in Humboldt County say sheriff's deputy was answering a call about a drug overdose when a bear jumped or fell onto his patrol car. The falling bear smashed the hood and windshield after gravity brought it crashing down from a steep embankment above. Gravity works. The collision with the bear caused the patrol car to crash, hitting the bottom of a embankment, rolling onto its side and bursting into flames, the deputy says. The deputy was also able to escape without being injured, according to the Guardian. Fire destroyed the car, which was gutted from flames and that destroyed about a half an acre of land as well, which was put out by the Hoopa Fire Department. The bear was reportedly also not visibly injured and fled the scene before he could be questioned.
He's on the loose. Be on the lookout.
Yes,
Black
demolition
bear.
bears falling from the sky and leaving the scene of a crime.
Florida man attacked during selfie by a squirrel, and there's a squirrel walking along the railing, so the man bends down to take his picture with the squirrel, and the squirrel didn't like that. So my advice
Well,
is don't try to take pictures with wild squirrels.
the reasonable thing to do would have been to ask the squirrel first,
They
because
should have been,
maybe
yeah,
they
because
needed to fix up their hair.
well, it got into the squirrel's personal space, and you know how delicate they are.
I do understand.
Florida man in "No Seriously, I Have Drugs" T-shirt was arrested for possession of drugs.
Also, man driving on highway with marijuana hat was pulled over and found to have $15,000 of marijuana in the trunk of his car.
You can't make it up.
No, you could try, but they wouldn't be as good.
Oh, do you remember this?
So, which one?
Florida man charged with assault with a deadly weapon after throwing alligator through the Wendy's drive-thru.
Oh, I think I did hear of that actually. The
And
question
there was the
is, were they
one
able to feed the alligator?
right there was the one right here by my house where they took one in a gas station. I mean, not 2 miles from me. They took one in a gas station, trying to rob the gas station with an alligator. Florida man.
Right, yes, they were holding up the alligator in an attempt to uh, scare the cash register attendant and use the alligator as a weapon. Alligators are very lazy, and to get them to agree to be a weapon must take a lot of training.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I have but one more headline myself because I've just flown through them.
Okay.
Which one do you have, though?
I have
because I don't
Florida
want to take
cop.
all the glory.
Okay, Florida cop claims Burger King put dirt on his food. Investigation reveals it was the seasoning.
I can see where the mix up might have taken place.
Really?
Speaking of seasoning, leads me into my next and final headline. Frogs, toads, lizards, bats, and rodents found in bags of salad.
Ooh.
In recent years, dozens of people in the United States who bought prepackaged salads at their grocery stores found unexpected extra ingredients mixed in with their kale and romaine, frogs, lizards, rodents, and even a bat.
A
In 10
bat.
instances, yes, in 10 instances, the animals were still alive. Perhaps that made the encounter less gruesome or infinitely worse. Researchers recently reviewed report of these animals' discoveries dating back to 2003, describing their findings in the new study. They presented 40 examples of bagged salads purchased in 20 states that included unwelcome wildlife. Stowaways, 38 of these encounters took place during the past decade. The scientists collected data on incidents that had been covered by news outlets online, noting details such as date and location of the animal discoveries, the type of product, whether the product was boxed or bagged, and the animal species, and if it was dead or alive. For the dead animals, the scientists recorded whether the animal was whole or partial, the other half of the worm, so to speak. They wrote in a study published on July 20th in the Journal of Science and Total Environment. Oh, this is the kind of stuff that makes you go,
Well, uh, yuck. It's like I don't even want to buy ice cream anymore if it's not completely sealed up. People are
hey.
strange.
So, what else do you have, Miss Belinda?
Florida man, Florida man gets tired of
There's a trend
waiting.
happening here tonight,
Gets tired of waiting at the hospital, steals an ambulance, and drives it home.
which is what any normal, upstanding citizen would do.
I think that's how it goes. And the picture, the mugshot of him, he looks pretty wasted. So for some reason, I just don't think he was being seen because he was probably just a little drunk or a little lit.
Just a little bit, like maybe 4.0.
Yeah.
Because would there be drunk driving or medical treatment as the official classification of the crime?
I think just idiot and go to jail.
Well, I actually have other honest to goodness headlines that I can read off if you'd like.
Okay.
Minnesota deputies reel in woman stranded on waterborne unicorn. It's a
Oh, I remember
flotation
that.
device.
Yeah, I remember that.
Spanish man visit planets.
Huh?
Yes, he builds a spaceship so that he can go visit the planets from his own novels.
Huh.
I
Well,
can't make this stuff up.
well, I have Florida man tries to rob GameStop while wearing a see-through plastic bag.
Outstanding.
And these are the future. These are people that will be taking
Speaking
care of
of
us when we're
dumb
old.
criminals, man attempts to rob a restaurant when manager declares that it's way too early and that the till hasn't had time to build, recommends the man return by 5 in the evening. When he does, he is picked up by police. Yes, folks, dumb criminals fit in the news too.
Florida man
American
breaks into
Airlines, okay,
jail. Sorry.
Breaks into jail. No, by all means, I've got to know this one now.
He breaks into jail. Guess why?
I can't possibly.
He wants to hang out with his friends.
Oh, like congregal visits.
No, I don't
Normally, people go through the front door, but that's just me. I don't know.
I need to break in. I'm sure they would have just put him in there if he would have just. I don't know, but you don't break into jail to go hang out with your jail friends.
Although that would identify the weaknesses in the security.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, American Airlines removes passenger who wouldn't stop doing pull ups.
Huh.
Yes, this is the kind of stuff that happens. Driver stopped to chase money on New Jersey highway. I remember that when the Brinks truck forgot to lock their back door and were making it rain, so to speak, as they were driving down the interstate.
Make it rain. Did they
Yes,
want
they
the money
did.
back?
I'm not sure how that one would have panned out because I'm sure all the drivers, when questioned, would simply ask, "What money?"
Yeah, yeah. Oh, what are you talking about? I had that. That's my money. Yeah. Did you hear about the
Family seeks. Did I hear about Florida? What?
Florida man? Because you know I love Florida man.
Oh,
Florida
it's all
man.
about Florida.
Yeah. Florida man denies drinking and driving. Says he only swigged the bourbon at traffic lights and stop
And
signs.
stop signs. I remember
Yeah.
that. That was a brilliant one.
Yeah.
Man dresses to resemble his own daughter in an attempt to escape prison.
Do
Yes,
what?
that's one I saw earlier. A man dresses and attempts to look like his own daughter to attempt an escape from a prison.
Oh, wasn't that one of those drug lords or one of the cartel guys from Mexico?
I don't know, but he was sure funny looking. His all I can say is that his daughter must have been dastardly
Go.
ugly.
Maybe he just didn't apply those big old eyebrows right.
I hope. Family seeks photographer to travel with them for $100,000. In other news, I will be attending my new job for the next period of time.
Sign me up.
Yes. And Canada man flew 1,400 miles in the wrong direction after boarding the wrong flight to the Arctic.
Oh.
Check your tickets, folks, because it could be a long flight. And in news of Japan, a train leaves 25 seconds early in Japan. The company wants everyone to know it's really, really sorry.
Really, really? Like for
Really,
real?
really sorry. Because
Alrighty then.
knowing Japan, living in Japan, trains never leave 1 second late or 1 second early because the engineer is brought onto the landing, the trainway, and introduced to his customers with shame.
Bless him.
Yes. I hear a breeding ground for germs. I'm sure that's got something to do with this. Perfect job. Russian town hires cat chief to attend strays.
Do what?
A person hired by a Russian town to take care of the stray cats.
Okay.
Woman boards flight to find her seat assignment is in the plane's laboratory. Yes, folks, she got the shittiest seat in the plane.
She did. That's so crappy.
Yes. That one they really dumped on her, I'm going to tell you. And oops, ignore that email invitation to a Cookie Monster cat party sent by the U.S. Embassy.
What? The embassy.
Apparently, there was an embassy that was scheduling a party and sent the text for another party instead of the one for the ambassadors and the dignitaries. So the dignitaries and the ambassadors will be attending the Cookie Monster cat party, where when children will be attending the white tie dinner.
You can't make it up.
No,
That's what they're spending our money on?
absolutely, yes. Runaway pig lured home by deputies' Doritos. And in other news, herd of pigs rounded up and brought back to the slaughterhouse by use of hot dog buns.
I don't get it.
They were just practicing. An upside down hotel shower is the travel nightmare you did not know you had to worry about. Yes, folks, a shower that was built in a hotel room on the floor. I'm staring at it, and it's there.
Randy used to tell me all those horror construction stories, doorways to a wall, you know,
Right. And those are
windows
done
that
on
were
purpose.
cemented over.
Absolutely. I will be going back, folks, and reading your comments. I've been kind of distracted by all of this incredibly obnoxious, in your face, real news. So I haven't been paying attention to my chat. But when I do watch the replay, I will be looking to see the comments and enjoying the laughs with all of you. Air Asia baggage handlers kiss and hug passengers' luggage in bizarre photo shoot. It's
Negative.
to inform the passengers that they are taking care of their baggage.
No,
Yes,
no, no. Don't kiss my. It's bad enough. All the crap that gets on my suitcase. Please don't be kissing it.
not unless your seat is in the laboratory.
Then you better kiss a bunch of things. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. A baby bunny caused an airport scare, and now his name is Boeing. That
Huh?
was the biggest rat they'd ever seen in their lives.
Rat?
That's what the assumption was.
And how? Why would a
And
rat?
have big long bunny ears and
Yeah,
hop.
yeah. It says fine
Methamphetamines
details.
are a bit. Yeah, I mean, these guys are going nuts. Okay, so let's see here. Bank of America ATM mistakenly dispenses $100 bills instead of tens. Thank you very much. I'm out.
Oh, I need to get some more out.
Yes. Rhinestone vested pigeon reunited with family after long away period.
Rhinestone vested pigeon.
It's a beautiful vest. And at some point, when I figure out this photo share and screen share a little better, like when I get my other monitor, then I'll be able to show these kind of things. But I mean, this pigeon looks hip.
Blinged out.
Absolutely. The Pope just married two flight attendants at 30,000 feet, which makes me question. I thought the Pope could not be married.
I didn't know he conducted weddings.
Well, apparently this one was done on the fly. Like,
Ah,
no pun intended. Yes, folks, I have plenty of them. Man who demolished landmark house is ordered to build a replica. Mistakes can be expensive.
huh.
And by the way, Belinda, am I taking up your internews or
I'm just
where are we at?
listening away.
Okay, because I got 8 more of these. They're great.
Okay.
Parents turn to Craigslist after son forgets the location of their parking garage. I don't know what buying a new car on Craigslist has to do with a parking garage, but yes, when you look at the parking lot, there's a lot of white cars, and They just lost their car.
Huh. So how does Craigslist help?
The new car. We're just going to leave that one in the garage, piss on it. We'll get a new one.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was not. Okay.
See, some people have that kind of money where everything in the world is done in a stupid fashion.
I lost you.
Who let the goats out? Herd invades Idaho neighborhood. Yes, folks, it looks like liberals are flocking to the neighborhoods.
Well, all
Two
right.
elderly men sneak out of nursing home to attend heavy metal festival. That's an old article, but it's
Right.
still very relevant.
Makes sense to
I would
me.
be sneaking out of nursing homes every time somebody turned their back on me,
Yeah.
just to go beat the snot out of my children for putting me into said
A
nursing home.
nursing home.
69-year-old Dutch man attempts to legally lower his age from 49 to
249.
49. Yes. So 69-year-old wants to change his age to 49. Another old article, but still relevant in today's idiocy.
Yeah, and wasn't it because he felt young or something?
Yes.
He wanted younger girlfriends, something.
Right. Hawaiian monk seal gets eel stuck up his nose. Fortunately, the eel is apparently his color.
What?
Yes. It is literally an eel hanging out of the nose of a monk seal, and it looks like he's blew his nose and forgot to clean it.
Uh,
Thank goodness I cannot share images yet, right?
yeah.
Insomnia leads women to her second lottery jackpot. Okay,
Damn.
good. If you can't sleep, go get rich.
Right?
And in the last headline I have found this evening, Banksy painting self destructs immediately after being sold for $1.4 million. Yeah.
I hadn't heard about that.
This message will self destruct in 5 seconds. That's when you know the painting is hot.
Right? Did they know it was going to do that, or it just
Apparently
mysteriously?
not, because of the look of absolute horror and shock among the members attending the auction.
Who painted it? Does it say?
Um, Bansky, I've never heard of him. Bansky painting. Never heard of
Huh.
her or him, so I don't know which one it is. And in this society, you're not supposed to ask.
Oh my gosh. That's so stupid. And that's a stupid headline right there. Parents putting X's on child birth certificates so they can decide what they want to be.
Right.
That,
Joseph Burbo is a unfamiliar name. Have you been here before, or is this new for you? And Old Reliable's back, so we know we're doing it right, because we're definitely reliable over here. And California Critic, welcome, Sonographics. Wow, we got a good group in here tonight. But that is what I have on headlines. Belinda, do you have anything else that you want to use to close out the news?
well, you know how I love Florida Man. Florida man pauses police chase to rehydrate with a stolen Capri Sun, telling the officers, smoking crack makes me thirsty.
Absolutely understood.
Okay, just as long as somebody understands what's happening.
I Bleed American just joined us. And ironically, I bleed American too. That's really weird.
Florida man admits to killing goat, drinking its blood for pagan sacrifice, and was running for senator of, it doesn't say, someplace, I guess Florida. Yeah. So,
And in other liberal news,
yeah. Florida man disguises himself in a bull costume as he tries to burn down former lover's house with pasta sauce.
And in other news, man burns down wife's house after he finds and assumes that she's been cheating on him and having an affair, later to find out that she was merely at work.
At work.
Yes.
Alrighty then.
Where are you going every day at 6:30 in the morning? I want to know. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. How do these bills get paid? This is crazy.
Yeah.
Florida man steals BMW after he's told he can't buy it with food stamps.
Which is what any upstanding citizen would do.
Well, that's what normal people do. You go with your food stamps and buy a BMW. Makes perfect sense.
One dirty, rotten imbecile joined us in here, says hello to the disabled vets. That would be both of us, I reckon. Hello back at you. Hello.
Hello.
Rebel Jack, hey. So, what else do we have on Florida? Because you realize we're coming for a state near you next. Just so the people in the chat realize we're taking out our own state first, but we're coming for you.
An 18-year-old man is arrested for posing as a doctor and opening a doctor's office. He actually treated people. 18 years old. He's got some confidence about him. Yeah.
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 Let's open you up and see what you got going on in there.
Some of these I can't read out loud.
I learned this in a video game. It says it doesn't hurt. That would be the doctor.
I didn't hear all that.
The 18-year-old doctor. I said it. I learned this in a video game. It says it doesn't hurt much.
Yeah, yeah. Florida man asks a trooper if he can leave the scene of the crash, go get some meth, and come right back.
Convenient shopping.
Dude, you could take me to jail. Just let me run over here real quick. I'll be back.
Right. Since I'm going to be going to the big house, let me step over to the crack house and I'll come right back.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Florida man wearing a mop on his head terrifies neighbors with demands for eggs. So I guess he's another breakfast cooker.
Absolutely. He hadn't found the right house to break into to cook breakfast for yet.
And he was bringing the mop
had to get his supplies.
Yeah.
And that's a good man.
Florida man drives date to sports bar on a stolen Walmart mobility scooter.
And in other news, woman carjacked at gunpoint offers to chauffeur the attacker and chauffeurs him straight to the front of the police station.
Huh.
Real news, real in your face.
I just don't know where people get these ideas from, how they decide to tell the cop, hold up. I got to go run over here, get some meth. I'll be right back. We can finish this up in a second. I guess because it's meth, and that's what meth makes you do.
Right. But also an attempted bank robber shows up and hands over a receipt to the bank teller, telling her to hand over all the money. She flips the receipt over, sees it's for the bank across the street, tells him she can't honor that receipt and needs to take it across the street, where she then calls the police and he's picked up upon his arrival. Yes, folks, there are people that are that stupid.
Oh my gosh.
Well, with that being said, that looks like our entire hour of real in-your-face, weird, and strange news. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. We will be bringing more of it to you on Tuesday nights because, damn it, we don't need to be serious every day of our lives. So, Join us on Tuesday nights. From now on, we will be bringing you the in your face, real news. Real weird, real strange news. So, anything you want to say, Miss Belinda, our
Uh,
field correspondent?
just remember that September is Suicide Awareness Month, and if you know somebody struggling, please call them, talk to them, go see them, and help them
Absolutely.
out.
And also, all of those emergency numbers for suicide prevention, your crisis hotlines are all available in our About section on every video. With that, I will say thank you very much to my mods. You guys are great. You keep this thing flowing smoothly and neatly. And there's the pup. And to my guests that have joined me tonight, thank you very much for giving me an hour of your life. I appreciate it immensely. Miss Belinda does as well. And we will let me mention again on Thursday night. I have the extra special guest, American Joe, joining me on Political Chat. So please tell your friends about us. Come see us because that's going to be an outstanding show. And I'm going to be asking Mr. American Joe many, many questions, and we'll be getting a lot of good feedback and interaction. With that being said, I thank you guys. And until next time, stay in the fight.
Bye.